chronically unfunny YouTuber Def Noodles held his second Super Roast Battles live from Hollywood's most makeshift comedy club, while also live streaming it on YouTube for those who couldn't be there in person to experience the excessive humidity and insufficient ventilation for themselves. One window unit air conditioner for 20 people every summer in LA, that turns at least one after party from an apartment full of gay men into an order of steamed soup dumplings. While Def Noodles, or Dennis Faitosa's first roast battle, made me believe that the opposite of funny was unfunny, the second show went on to prove that actually the opposite of funny is full volume yelling and fights with the audience, like a taping of Jerry Springer. Everyone, please remember, no matter what your differences are, you all use the same vape juice in your e-cigarettes. I'm sure you can all work this out. Just have a seat in your ill-fitting sweat shorts and talk about it. But not today. Instead, we get a live stream of Dennis losing it on his biggest heckler, a YouTuber named Salvo Pancakes, who I will also be making fun of this evening, to a show that's been upgraded to a slightly less dead air, 4 camera angles, and sometimes 0 audio feeds. And of course, comedy from some of LA's best comedians who are friends with Dennis, with roasts and insult humor that's as unmemorable as it is unmemorized by the comics themselves. So start making up some material, because it's time to hit the stage for another aggressively stand-up installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV movies, and other such content here on the web, and we break it apart like a Kit Kat bar so we can look at each individual clip and decide whether it's totally bombing or like rocking the crowd, bro. I haven't left the house in a few days, so it's weird when I talk like others. 4 drinks. Before we get into Dennis Faitosa's Faitosa, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more videos on trending internet drama. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week. I said that way too fast. To be legible. I'm gonna stop talking down that road. Also, I've got merch and a Patreon where you can access bonus episodes. So pretty much the night before I posted my last video on the Def Noodles roast, the internet was already talking about the second roast battle that happened about a week ago from shooting this. Everything is late in real life. Anyway, the headline was that Def Noodles had pushed somebody off the stage, and I hadn't really looked into it. I think it's best if we get Dennis's side of the story to kick things off.
A lot has been transpiring. In fact, today, I got swatted.
It finally happened. I got swatted. The police showed up to my place of business unannounced, searched around for a long time. I had to literally show them every nook and cranny in this building.
Well, you don't have to show us too, especially since I can already tell this building is nothing but nooks and crannies. Why is your place of business a dark, faux brick alleyway? I feel like Spider-Man is about to swing down and help stop the bad guys. Quick, Spidey, it's the 2 in the uniforms. Dennis says he got swatted, and the title of this video is, I got swatted. But I know Dennis doesn't think this is what an actual SWAT team looks like. Not 2 of LA's least busy cops doing a quiet inspection to make sure you aren't illegally living in this bizarre, disorganized place. This holy land of nook and cranny comedy. By the way, saying it finally happened really kind of gives the impression that you want to seem like someone that this was a threat to have happened already. And on Reddit, the theories about this range from them being the actors that you can hire to be in your videos like Jake Paul used, to this being a proof of occupancy inspection, to it being, I guess Dennis had talked about how H3 had been swatted or were worried about it, so they were in contact with local law enforcement, and so maybe Dennis called for a voluntary and kind of just checking things out and establishing contact with them. Either way, I don't think it seems cool. It didn't look cool cool. So then Dennis references how in the news he recently was accused of assaulting somebody at his show, referring to the Salvo Pancakes incident. This little segment is about him essentially, I guess, for learning from self-defense, a better way to have handled it.
That being said, I'm gonna take a sip of my LaCroix and I'm gonna let in Jason, who's a self-defense expert.
Oh yeah, he seems like the kind of person who has a lot of first-hand experience with self-defense, specifically getting kicked in the groin and knowing what pepper spray feels like. At first I couldn't understand why Jason here would want to come on the internet and represent his skills dressed like one of the Blues Brothers on a carnival cruise, but then I remembered, oh yeah, these are entertainment industry hopefuls in LA, and this person would actually look completely normal to me if I were getting off the bus at Sunset and Gardner, because there a lot of people have an eccentric personal style, mainly in order to be remembered by casting directors. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about Jason or his experience. He does seem to know what he's talking about with his skills and security and such. I'm sorry you got roped into this, Jason. I promise it'll be over soon.
I can do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, kickboxing, Kung Fu, fencing, a lot of different martial arts.
You know what, I see it now. This is actually the exact type of person I would expect to teach me to become a martial arts master in a 2005 comedy starring Vince Vaughn. No, but seriously, I'm gonna stop making fun of this innocent local Hollywood resident until he removes those sunglasses and I can confirm that I haven't slept with him. But actually, Corey cracks a joke about Jason that felt a little bit rehearsed to me, along with editing that suggests they had him repeat the joke after they turned the camera towards him, which is why I can't tell if the self-defense guy is doing a bit. Is he doing like the same thing as Joaquin Phoenix, just testing out a character, but people think he's permanently weird now? It doesn't matter. He teaches deaf Noodles a better way to force someone off the stage without shoving them in a way that will get them sued, which is probably what's gonna happen to Dennis, because the video, I mean, it is a violent shove, and it's definitely like, girl, wrong way to handle it. Too bad old Jason here wasn't around during the show to provide his security services. Maybe that's what Deaf Noodles needs to do. But also there are accusations being thrown around that Salvo attacked Corey as well.
Why is nobody talking about this? He attacked Corey. He attacked other people in the building. Nobody's talking about this. Quack, quack.
Oh, what kind of Perry the Platypus? What, was that the punchline? Hey Dennis, I've got a simple tip for making yourself come off better in these videos. Using your favorite editing software, make a cut in your clip on either side of the cringy thing you just did, and then hit the delete key. And there you go. It's that easy to make videos that will allow me to feel less embarrassed for you. Quack quack. What? I don't know why. And also, I don't like that he included this part of like, that being said, I'll take a sip of my LaCroix. It's like, who's drinking LaCroix anymore? Dennis. And also, that being said, I'll take a sip of my LaCroix. Like, girl, you better say something useful before I lose it. Now Dennis is asking for help with things that I don't think Taekwondo covers.
A room full of hecklers, how do you handle it?
A room full of hecklers?
Do you just go out like breaking elbows?
Jason's like, no, I would try writing some good jokes so people wouldn't have a reason to heckle me. Have you tried that? Can you? Jason actually doesn't seem aware of the past reference. He said a room full of hecklers? What kind of horrible comedian would ever have to face a whole room full of them? Dennis is like, I'm talking about what happened to me last night. Speaking of last night, talking about, what is that thing people used to caption their like night out Facebook photos? It'd be like, about last night. It's like, what about it? You did the same thing as millions of other people, stimulating the economy. So right off the bat on the night of the live stream, Dennis has a way of kind of starting off the show wrong and also putting himself in a bad spot by demanding thunderous applause. I like how he turned on a camera facing the audience so that people like me couldn't sit here and be like, I see 4 people in that audience. It does seem like a pretty full crowd, although it turns out they're not all fans.
Are you ready? We're not getting the show started until people actually sound hype, because this is f***ed up right now. Come on, please!
Damn, Dennis, will the sound of more people clapping somehow give you the Tinkerbell life force to be more funny? Maybe just head out there and start the show now regardless. I don't know. I mean, nothing gets the crowd ready to laugh like yelling at them in your angry dad voice. The drama is that guy in the white button-up vaping is the YouTuber Salvo Pancakes. These names. I'm like, why a made-up word and then food? So he apparently showed up live streaming his whole trip in a limo with a security guard, maybe referencing some sort of threat Def Noodles made in a video, I'm not sure. He showed up there with a bunch of friends and fans in the audience, clearly intending to disrupt Dennis's whole show, just being a heckler and a troll. And I'm not saying that isn't a lot for any comedian to go up against, people who are there to deliberately derail you, but I mean, some stand-up comedians might take it as a challenge. I mean, some of those people are there to laugh, and most comedians, I would imagine, eventually have to perform for a completely cold crowd, meaning people who aren't already laughing, they either don't know who you are, or they don't like you, or they're just like not planning to enjoy whatever you're about to say. So imagine how cool it would be to see someone completely win over that crowd and flip them and have them eating out of the palm of their hand. Dennis could have tried for that. He's in the exact situation, but he kind of fumbles it right away by demanding that they all scream and cheer for something that they don't want to scream and cheer for, or he's never even coming out. Like, that's just gonna frustrate people even more. If you want screaming and cheering, just go out there and be good. That's how you get people to do that. Now, another video plays on the projector with a montage of YouTubers, as Dennis did in the past, but we can't hear it because this is the first of many times where the audio feed just randomly and disruptively cuts out for a long period of time. But we can see that after the video, Salvo Pancakes jumps up on the stage and is recording as he seems to be getting the crowd to chant something. That's when Def Noodles comes out and we get the incident. Wow, again, that was a really aggressive shove, but good on Salvo for keeping it together enough to react like he's in a Shakespearean play. He looked at his security guard and said, "Gardens, take up thy foe!" Maybe it's less dramatic looking, closer, and with the audio, we get both in this cell phone footage.
Red bar, 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 red bar.
Wow, this is how I imagine it felt to watch the founding fathers lay the foundation of the United States. I'm talking about how a lot of the key players have a documented history of racism. I'm not trying to make it sound like Salvo Pancakes is cool for what he did, because first of all, ruining someone's stupid little show for clout is kind of desperate. You can just sit behind your desk and tear it apart much more effectively, I find. Actually, I'm not renting a limo. I'm probably gonna make some money on this video. But anyway, the other problem is that Salvo is kind of problematic. I mean, I've only watched a couple seconds of a couple videos and I'm like, he's no comedy genius either.
Looking like a straight up transitioner in progress. Elliot Page, who just became a man this year, has more facial hair than you.
That's Chaz Bono. That's Tig Notaro. That's Elliot Page. If you're a man and you can't grow facial hair, I pity you, but you shouldn't even be trying.
Hey Pancakes, 2010 called. It wants its tired jokes about manly facial hair back. Oh, and Elliot Page called, except no he didn't, because he doesn't even hear the opinions of YouTube micro-influencers with nothing original to say. What is with these bros who cannot tell a single roast without somehow dragging in a completely unrelated person and attacking their identity for no reason, while also directly stigmatizing a minority group that they don't belong to? I don't know why Salvo would have anything but praise for Elliot Page, who should serve as a role model for what a successful career looks like. I'm not an accountant, but just based on how Salvo presents himself and how no one's ever heard of him, I would imagine Elliot Page could buy Salvo Pancakes' whole entire life, as well as the lives of his whole family, and also of his 7,000 YouTube subscribers, using the money from one day of work. Queer and trans people do not have social equality in this country, but they can make more money than you by understanding how to create something that isn't the cringiest piece of shit on the pile. Also, you're making fun of Philip DeFranco for his 5 o'clock shadow, saying he shouldn't be trying to grow facial hair when that's the kind of facial hair you don't even try to grow. Like, are you dumbass? Facial hair grows without trying. Also, someone decided to skip shaving until after their hike, and you made a whole video about it. Or at least talked about it for a good portion of this 3-hour video. What is that weird taste in my mouth? Oh, I'm so embarrassed for you that my body is releasing stress hormones. There's been an uptick in anti-trans and anti-gay bullying and rhetoric and media stories on the internet. And who do we have to thank for that? The government. Thank your state government, many of which are attacking trans children. Since 2013, the Human Rights Campaign and other advocates have tracked over 200 cases of fatal violence against transgender and gender non-conforming individuals. These communities face a higher rate of physical assaults. 43% of transgender youth report being bullied in school. Why do you think that is? Because it's so normalized to be transphobic that this guy throws it into his videos when he's making fun of someone who's not trans. Laws targeting transgender people and the rhetoric around trans people, which is stigmatizing, it sends a message to a lot of people that transgender people are unequal or not worthy of the same protections. That drives this epidemic of violence. The truth of the matter is, if transgender people aren't valued, especially by their own lawmakers, their lives will be viewed by some as disposable, and that puts them at risk. So we need to always vote for people with progressive views, meaning the same view as you would hold for a cisgender person, that they deserve to be safe from discrimination in this country. Should be obvious. Anyway, voting is the best way to make your voice known at a state level. It's like, your last name is Pancakes, and you're gonna make fun of Elliot Page, like, go to f***ing hell. What is this? You know, and I'm sure some portion of Salvo's audience is trans or non-binary identifying, and it's like, why even bring in that type of humor? You know it's not inclusive. I mean, but I don't know, maybe he's like a Keemstar type, right-wing, conservative type of person. Oh good, we need so many more of that. You're on the right side of history. Anyway, back to this guy.
And we're not playing the f around. This is...
Oh boy, now we got the whole gang from Laugh-In peeking through that drive-through window. They want to see how Deaf Noodles lost control of the crowd so quickly. Hey, if you kids aren't about to start some sort of puppet show back there, get out of the f***ing window. You're on stage right now. Corey is, you know, there to back up Deaf the whole time. Oh, the first group of comics come out, and they start off pretty slow already. Definitely some new blood compared to the last one. We have a few new faces and a few really unfunny voices.
Hey, y'all, nobody could find this dude on page 6. Looks like the Indian Where's Waldo.
I don't understand the joke, but I do like how he chuckled at it while crouching below the frame line. I wonder if he'll do that again.
Yo, that was whack. But he got away and he's here now. They want his bike back.
You know, this really proves the power of suggestion, because while the jokes never made me laugh, he reacted to them so consistently that by the end of this, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe he is actually kind of There's a lot of anti-gay jokes made in that little set, likely because the opposing comic identifies as non-binary. I'm not saying attacking that necessarily is off limits if, you know, two people are entering a roast and maybe they talk about it before and be like, is that off limits? What's up? Like, that seems fine. But the jokes are really obvious and not funny, ever. We have Elliot come back. I didn't see his face up this close now, so really great to see the full, I was gonna make fun of how shiny his forehead is. I'm here like scooping a sandbox of powder onto my forehead, coming for someone else's facial shine. Shame. Let's let these people make fun of themselves. Each other, sorry.
Angie looks like she has 4 hipster boyfriends, 3 terminated pregnancies, and 2 disappointed parents.
And I'm reading this joke off my phone. Elliot, baby, I really wanted you to do well in this roast, so it's important to me that if you're going to do these kind of not so great run-on jokes, at least memorize them before coming out here, right? It's 1 or 2 sentences, not the Julia Sugarbaker monologue from Designing Women. Deaf Noodles doesn't even remember her name, and it's Angie. Let Angie speak.
I didn't really come up prepared with anything. You kind of look like an Abercrombie model if they only sold bottoms. Thank you.
No, thank you, Angie, for getting in a respectable joke. Okay, now I'm in roast mode, so this isn't me making fun of Angie, it's what I would say if I were Elliot. You look almost as glamorous as the inmates were portrayed on Orange is the New Black. Did someone send you a fresh tube of state-subsidized mascara from the commissary? That outfit is what Zooey Deschanel would wear if the new girl went to prison. So, it's, Salvo is yelling and interrupting all throughout. There are people heckling constantly. And you can hear, especially in Dennis's voice and in Miranda, who won the last episode of this show, you can hear they're like kind of tired of it. It's really getting to them, which I think is something you don't want to let show in the audience.
First of all, I didn't know I was gonna come in here to battle Malcolm in the Middle, but I'm fucking ready to go, dude.
You're obviously not ready because even that stupid joke was pre-written on your notes app. That was the one you wrote ahead of time. And it would have worked better if you saved it for Elliot. He looks more like Malcolm in the Middle. Miranda looks like the wake-up call that got Jason Momoa to cut his hair. Just kidding, that was me being a roaster in this show, Miranda, love ya. So what happens next? Awful, awful things, more bad. We're about halfway through. Oh, you know that Deaf Noodles love to include the chat for some reason. I guess it's supposed to seem like that's like the innovative way you're blending the internet world with the comedy world. It's like they do this on TV a lot, so it's not unheard of.
I wanna check in with a chat. Hold up. Dennis can't fight his own battles. Okay. Fools left. Get off the mic.
Or at least don't use the mic to read mean comments from hecklers who aren't even in the room, making it harder for yourself. I don't know if Dennis is trying to tank this show on purpose to make some sort of insurance claim, but if that's the case, he should just skip this idea and go right to committing arson. Or I'll do it for him. I'm just kidding. Although, tell me it wouldn't be satisfying to watch that crunchy looking projector screen melt like a soy candle. Death to bad comedy. But the building is evacuated. No death, really. I want to be clear. People are litigious. I'm finding out. This window continues to be the best part of the show for me. Always a surprise in there. Who do we have peeking around the corner? It's Elmo. Oh no, it's just some comedian we've already seen before. I was kind of hoping it might be the Grim Reaper. There's more of that trademark no audio. And it also seems to happen like right when something good happens. So I thought at first it was like using YouTube's tool, you can remove audio during sections, but nope, it seemed like that bad. They let one of Salvo's friends, it seems, named Abby up on the stage, and then they have like people come out for the final round, although to be honest, it seems like the roast part of the show is over, and I think there's something about it being shirts versus skins, so people are taking off their shirts. I could have done without this whole segment.
Everybody make it loud for Elliot Mac Daddy! Yeah!
Okay, this Salvo guy has made a lot of videos talking about how Deaf Noodles assaulted him when he shoved him off that stage. So then he would understand that he's doing the same kind of crime when he starts pinching Elliot's nipples, assuming that's without consent, right? Like it would be weird if he was like, "Can I tweak your nipples?" And Elliot was like, "Yeah, do it." Also, in that clip before, we had seen Corey basically said that Salvo touched his chest in a way that felt like assault as well. So I just want to know, what is going on in this house of 1,000 mop buckets, right? Like, why are you all doing this? Why don't Dennis and Salvo Pancakes just go into one of these nasty broom closets and have your loud screaming, nipple touching face off in there where the rest of the public can be safe from it? Whatever it is, you're getting out with that behavior. This is what happens when your repressed sexual aggression has a like and subscribe button. Doesn't look good. I, on the other hand, am the opposite. Every time you like my video or subscribe, a horny angel gives consent. Again, I don't know why they're all on stage roasting now, but it's no better.
JP clearly never heard of ladies first, or he hasn't figured out what Miranda identifies.
The audio cut out, but we get it. Something about Miranda that was actually more offensive to people other than Miranda. We heard all the previous jokes, we know. Even Miranda is like, yeah, I super look like a dude, living her Ernest Hemingway fantasy in that moleskin notebook. She said, oh yeah? Well hold on, I have to find the page with jokes that my black friend approved of. There's a lot, now like I feel like the whole gang is just focused on the heckling. Like they're talking and interacting with the heckler, which like you only, from what I understand from what I've heard comedics types say is like, you wanna read the heckler back in a way that shuts them up and then move on. You don't wanna keep giving them a chance to talk, and I'm afraid they do that a lot here.
I'm non-binary, you piece of shit.
Me talking to a new doctor for the first time. I said there was less dead air in the second super comic roast battle of Supreme, but there's not no dead air.
Abby, you got water?
Right there. I got for you, hon.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, as in time to start saying something into that microphone you're holding? Your arch nemesis of live streaming is currently stealing the show just by having a cute interaction with his friend. That means you're really handing this whole thing over to him, aren't you? When I'm on stage, I will not allow unscripted, tender moments to occur in the audience. I have knocked someone's baby out of their arms. Calm down, I had a guy right there with a bucket to catch her. Like one of those kids who collect the tips off the ground at drag shows. Everyone is forever peeking out through this doorway and through that window. It literally looks like Sesame Street to me. They're like, I'm here to tell you about the letter A. Stands for asshole, Dennis, we know. Oh, so I'm not really here for the physical aggression being shown to Salvo. Again, I think he's also a tool for disrupting the show, jumping on stage. Like, even if you're gonna heckle someone and like that's your gig, don't get on the stage, because that conveys to a lot of people some type of emergency. Like if someone runs up on the stage and the performers are worried about their safety, like that's so bad. Don't do that. But I mean, the people behind the scenes, including Dennis, are not exactly handling it professionally.
We're gonna drop a ticket link to the show next week.
Wow, this is becoming the reunion episode for the Real Housewives of Dennis's office. Oh, by the way, has anyone seen my water bottle full of piss? I set it down backstage because that's what the bathroom is in this place. At this point, Salvo is up on the stage pretty much for the rest of the show. Dennis is struggling to get a hold of the audience, and I don't know what he needs to happen so that he couldn't just end the show. Like if there's nothing else to do, just end it.
Oh, Corey, let's get the show moving. We're so close to finishing it. Corey, please. Folks, we are not gonna get out of here and we're not gonna finish this if this keeps going. Okay, Corey, please. Corey.
Shut the f up, Corey. Dennis is threatening to keep us here for eternity while he double deep throats those microphones to make sure we hear his announcement. I think Corey seems to have a comedic talent and charisma that stands out in this group, but I'm not sure he understands that this isn't his show, or that they turned the volume of his microphone all the way down, so we can't understand him. Again, if I were Dennis, I would have not kept this live stream up and just edited out some of the awful parts and then re-upload a highlight reel, because why do we want to see, how is this a good look for anyone? I guess it makes Salvo look bad.
It's very obvious that Salvo absolutely loves me. He can't stop making videos about me. He can't stop talking about me.
Ooh, simple, obvious, sarcastic statements. That's how we know Dennis prepared these jokes ahead of time. I'm guessing that apparently Def Noodles said in one of his videos that at the end of the show, he would invite the audience members to come up and roast him, and that's obviously what Salvo's endgame is here, the chance to get on stage and actually talk to Dennis. And Dennis even said at the beginning, Salvo's here, he's gonna let him have the mic at the end of the night, but it seems like some of his friends backstage let him know it's probably a bad idea to let one of your hecklers close out the show. So he even says, he's like, my friends who are experienced comics say don't give him the mic, and now I guess he's just confirming that with everyone else.
Dave, what do you think? Should Salvo get it? TJ, should Salvo get it? Ernesto, should Salvo get it? What do you think? Salvo should get it? Should Salvo get a mic?
I don't know, maybe just give it to anyone who isn't gonna ask the same question to every person on stage. Oh God, he's going into the audience.
Should Salvo get a mic? 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 Should get a mic? Do you think Salvo should get a mic? You think Salvo should get a mic? All right, should Salvo get a mic? Okay. All right. Why do you think Salvo should get a mic?
Ugh, not should Salvo get a mic and now explain your answer. We're gonna be here all night. Can someone pass me their piss bottle, please? Is he filibustering his own comedy show? Instead of stalling to prevent Salvo from talking on a microphone in a place where you don't really need a microphone to be heard, why not just keep on doing some comedy? We would love to see it. It really feels like some sort of delay tactic that he asks so many people the same question. Like, do they have to clear out at 9 and it's like 8:58?
Why do you think you should have the mic?
Because you invited people to come and roast you.
Pancakes, I don't think Dennis can give you those microphones, because right now he's holding them in a defensive position in front of his face. They are his mighty shield, covered in spit. From what I understand, Salvo Pancakes traveled across the country to get on stage and roast Dennis, and then after Dennis double checks with everyone for what feels like the lifetime of a distant star, they finally give him the mic, so it's his turn to roast him, and it turns out that even he didn't plan what he was gonna say if he got this.
The only person that is able to have everybody on the internet f***ing hate him. The gays hate him. The commentary pros hate him.
Did he say the gays hate him? I'm not included in that. I don't hate Dennis, just everything I've ever seen him in. But I feel the same way about Salvo, Silver Dollar Pancakes. That was a very deaf Noodles joke, making fun of his name like that, even though his name is already a joke, it seems like. I'm so annoyed that once on the mic, all Salvo had to say was how everyone on the internet thinks Dennis is a sham. I think that about you now, boo, sing Piano Man. It's like if one of those PETA protesters threw paint on someone wearing fur at the Met Gala, and as the cops took her away, she was like, I did this for attention! No longer seems super noble. I feel like somehow Dennis feels like his being like, he's my biggest fan, really owned everything, but I'm left feeling sad. I don't know, I want to go to bed now, and it's early.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining. You will so good. I appreciate everybody for coming out. We're gonna hang out.
Who do you relate to most in that clip? I'm the truly shocked individual, just in utter disbelief at how bad it can get when a straight person tries to put on a theatrical production. And that's all that we need to watch. You know, I think we're caught up now because Deaf Noodles put a week break in between this and his third roast, so the next one is yet to happen. But I don't know if it even should, or if I should cover it, but we'll see which way the Google trend alerts tell me to the tides of the change of the, I can't, we're done. What do you guys think of this Deaf Noodles roast? I mean, I saw physical aggression and problematic behavior from both parties, Salvo and Deaf Noodles, and the worst part of all, actually not the worst part of all, but equally bad, no, less bad, but still bad. It wasn't funny, nothing was funny. So let me know what you think of this whole situation in the comments. I would love to hear it, but most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me, and it's a huge help if you click that like button to support this video and help me get it out to more people. Also, I've got merch available and a Patreon with really fun virtual watch parties. This month, we are watching But I'm a Cheerleader, and bonus episodes, all of this. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you for flipping those pancakes with me today. I will see you next time.